My dear friends, this is a very historic moment in the ultra-Orthodox community of Williamsburg. For the last 4 decades, politicians have been making visits whenever an election is imminent. And what the politicians usually talked about was giving a few breadcrumbs off the table to the community to buy the smiles and the votes. Very few times was there ever any consideration shown to us about the moral climate of our community, our city, and our state. And therefore, the politicians have become emboldened to make evil laws that make it impossible for us as a religious community to lead our religious lives in this place that we say, God bless America. There are many, many issues. I don't have to enumerate them. Obviously, we're highly offended about being constituted potentially as bigots and discriminators and second or third class citizens who might lose our tax deductions in our non-for-profit schools or even synagogues, who will be forced to provide services for people involved in relationships who are antithetical to the whole leitmotif of our religious life going back to Sinai, to be a nation of priests and holy people. Marriage by us is called Kiddushin, which means sanctity. And we're here today for the first time to have a politician who will talk to the economic situation of not only the Jewish religious community, but the entire state. But first and foremost, he's going to reflect our anger. This man called Paladino was an angry man. He reflects our outrage and our anger being taken advantage of when they come and visit and they do not discuss the moral climate or our concerns, but rather they feel they can buy our votes and continue to oppress us with their immorality. Mr. Paladino's presence here today is a new beginning. We are raising the bar. In order to buy the votes of the Orthodox community, you are going to have to follow the dictates of the Central Rabbinical Congress of the United States and Canada, situated in this neighborhood in which the greatest rabbis in 1982 and subsequently affirmed and reaffirmed the decree that it is prohibited to vote, support, or honor a politician who has an agenda of immorality that is antithetical to the very basis of humankind. The things we read about in the Torah scrolls this very week, where we read about Noah and the delusion, it says, "For all flesh corrupted their ways." This is the anti-corruption person, a man who stands up today in Borough Park and pledges to honor and respect the moral content of the Central Rabbinical Congress's manifesto. And therefore, without any further ado, I present to you the gentleman who deserves, who should be, the next governor of New York, because, let me make it clear, he's only running for 4 years. He couldn't care less what a corrupt legislature is all about. He will truly use the power of the governorship to force a budget that respects family values and morality, and because of who he is, and he's not beholden, he is not subservient to the politicians that are up in Albany, he will be able to use the power of the constitutional power of the governor to start to reform things. It is literally an aveira, a transgression. At this stage, when the entire New York State community is looking to see how the ultra-Orthodox will vote, it would be a chilul Hashem, a desecration of God, to show that it's like the old days, we can still be bought our votes because some bureaucrat has a relationship where he's getting a program for several tens of thousands of dollars. Now we vote our values so that we should be a holy people. Without any further ado, Carl Paladino, hopefully the next governor.